Here comes a new challenger!
What's up, everyone? How you doing? It's a late edition of Chat and Draw, and who knows what's gonna happen? Because you know what happened last time. It got pretty saucy when it was Chat and Draw after dark, and it's literally after dark because we're talking about it's 9:45. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Welcome to the show. So glad to be back up in here. All right. So anybody tuning in here probably like, well, who is this guy? What's going on? Let me tell you, I'm Mike Watson. I'm the publisher of Short Fuse Media Group, founder of a little company called Three Style Comics, one half of the good, the bad, and the nerdy. Pow, pow, pow. The most enthusiastic person in comics, also going by the name of the Super Mad Brother. And your host today and every day that we have Chat and Draw, Michael Watson. Ding, ding. Let it begin. All right, so what's Chat and Draw? Let's get for real. Chat and Draw is a show where I chat and I draw. Literally. Chatting and drawing with creatives. Creatives, we have characters, we discuss them, I draw them, and we discuss. We ask each other questions. We have a nice little back and forth. Yes, that's right, Daniel. Chat and Draw After Dark edition again. We did Daniel's episode was an After Dark episode, and we had a slew of guests jumping in on that one. Today, my guest is Brant Fowler, and we go way back to our early indie comic days. He's having a little bit of some tech issues, and he's trying to get his stuff situated so he can be on the show with us today. But I am going to be drawing a character, or the character from Ember Reforged today. Right there, that little linkety link is going across the bottom of our screen. Reforge.lastemberspress.com will take you right to his Kickstarter, and his Kickstarter has 3 hours left to go. They have a goal of 3,274. They have an amount of 3,274 that they raised out of their $1,500 goal. But it's not over. We still got 3 hours. We can get some more in here. We're sitting at 160 backers right now. Balance 3,274, like I just said. Let's get them up to 4,000, man. What's wrong with that? This is a guy that's out here working, making it happen, making comics, making podcasts, being in the community, supporting. Let's get him up to 4 Gs. At least 3,500. Can we make that happen? And if you have already donated to his Kickstarter, I'm a backer of his Kickstarter. That's great. And thank you. But can we get a share? Can we get a share of his Kickstarter? Now, I put the links in the comments. I'm going to do it again, though, because I ain't playing. This ain't a game. We out here for real. Bam. There it is. Right there. What you cow? Let's give that a share. All right? Let's get it out to your networks. Let's get it out to your audience, because maybe, just maybe, they may be into this thing and they want to see what's going on. LaShawn Coven's watching with us today. Hey, LaShawn, how you doing? Some magic happened today. LaShawn, and I was made aware of something at 3 different times on 3 different days that brought us together on one movement. And I'm going to say it's going to be epic whenever we get to talking about what that exactly is. Not going to do that because I'm team play close to the chest. Every once in a while, I might spoil something every once in a while, but I'd say I'm 90% play close to the chest. All right. So let me talk to you about this character. Let's get into it a little bit here. What do we got here? All right, so. Well, let me show you what she looks like. Let me show you that it's not a game. That this character came here to play. You know what I'm saying? They out here in these comic book streets, letting you know, let me live, let me breathe. Bam! There she go. From a single ember, an endless fire can grow. Check your girl out right now. Fiery flames everywhere. Hair, vivid, wild. Lots of volume in that hair. I don't know how she keeps that hair with so much volume and bounce with all that fire going around. Must be part of her power. All right. So we got that one, and then we got this image here where she's just shattering whatever the hell that is, whatever wall or thing that is. It's gone. It's done. What I really like about this one is how the fire is incorporated into the hair a bit there, and just the no holds bars, the wall to wall action here that's happening on this thing. LaShawn says she loves it, and what's not to love? Let's get a little deeper in here, okay? All right, Ember, the last Ember. She's half Indian, half Irish. Her power set is fire-based powers, control and manipulation of fire, possible flight. All right. Ember is the last fire goddess, must protect her loved ones and avoid school bullies while being hunted by forces bent on her destruction. Now, did that wet your whistle? Because I'm about to wet it a little bit more. Oh, did we just get a backer? We just got a backer. We just got a backer during this time. Thank you. Let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it rolling. We're at 161. We're at $3,292. Let's keep that mug rolling. Love it. Love it. All right. So I wet your whistle with that, right? Let me give you a cup to drink, a full cup. All right. Ember Madison is the last fire goddess incarnate, but she has no idea. One day, the fire deep inside came swirling to the surface, and her world was changed forever. Now, one in the shadows watches her every move, while another hunts and preys on those like her, slowly making his way to her. She is the last Ember. All right. All right, character sheets. All right, so I believe I had a little buzz at my door. LaShawn's loving it. We just got a backer here. I mean, I love it. I love it when you get a backer live on the show. It makes me think like we're doing something. The whole intended purpose of the show is to spread awareness. But, it's tradition time. What we normally do is boom.
Here comes a new challenger.
What's up, Brent? How you doing, man?
Hey, what's going on? Hopefully you can hear me okay.
Oh, yeah, I hear you, man, loud and clear.
Awesome.
So this guy's awesome. All right. We go back a whole long way. Pretty far back. Probably like when I first started making comic books, like out here in these streets, Hot Shot number one, when it first came out and whatnot. We run into each other. This is a very stand-up guy, does an awesome podcast. He's out here in the community, and he has a successful Kickstarter, which congratulations, Brant.
Thank you.
Good work on this, and it's looking really good. I'm going to get ready to turn the wheel over to you so you can give us. Now, I told everybody a little bit about it. I wet the whistle, then I poured them a cup of water. I think I got them enthralled, but we need to hear from the creator. Why should we get this book? Why should we support this Kickstarter? What makes this character stand out? Hit him with the man. Hit him with it.
All right. So I think this is a really cool project because it kind of meshes both fantasy and kind of superhero action adventure together into one nice package. And then you throw in a little mythology in there too. So it just kind of, ups the game a little bit. She's a teenage girl that gets these powers of a fire goddess, and she doesn't know why she gets them, what to do with them, what purpose it means for her life. And all of a sudden her entire world changes, and she's got to figure out how to protect her loved ones. She's dealing with school bullies, trying to bring her down. She's got somebody watching her from the shadows, and you don't know what their motivation is. And then you got somebody else that's killing people that have similar powers and hunting her down. And she has no idea that they're coming, but they're coming soon. So a lot of elements going on here, and she's got to kind of pick up herself and kind of get out of that normal life, because she's just a teenage girl going to school, doing her thing. And then all of a sudden she's got all this stuff going on around her that she's just got to kind of, get a hold on. And so I'm excited for it. I love it. And I hope you do too.
Awesome. All right, so great explanation. I could not describe the book the same way as the actual creator / writer of the book or whatnot. So, how did this book come about? Because I noticed that you have on here Reforged. So, LaShawn has backed it. We've got 2 backings. Thank you, LaShawn. She can't wait for a copy. So we're at $3,317 with 162 backers. Sean is on point, man. So we just got 2 backed in here. We're gonna try to close you out strong here.
Yeah, absolutely. And actually, that hit my final stretch goal. So that's awesome. Yeah. So I haven't even announced what that stretch goal is, but that's awesome.
Hold up, LaShawn. Unlocking the stretch goal. Brent, tell everybody what the stretch goal is, man. Let's go.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try to bring it up.
If you want to share your screen, let me just pull it up. You should be able to do it, and I can pull it up.
Okay, I just got to open the image, and then I will try to do that. So the last stretch goal, which was 3,300, that's what we just hit. So there is a black and white version of my favorite variant cover of this book, and it's the project image, that's going to be the new creative team on the book going forward. Mm-hmm. And there's a black and white version of that cover. So I am unlocking the ability to upgrade to a basically sketch variant cover for that cover.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see. Let me bring it up. Sorry, I'm not used to using this computer for my streaming, so it's nothing's set up.
Oh no, you're fine, man. You're fine. We got a little bit of time here tonight. Yeah. I just started getting into the piece, so we got some time.
Sweet. All right, almost there. Getting there. Let's see, where is it? If I can remember where I saved it.
Well, you didn't know that was going to happen tonight. You didn't know the Chat and Draw team was going to make it happen, hit your goal for you tonight.
That's true. That's awesome.
And your computer crashed, so you know.
Yeah. My computer, it's got like 2.5 hours of fixing errors on C drive right now. I'm looking at it on the other side here. That's lovely when that happens right before a live show, right?
Right. That happened to me on my show. I turned my computer off all the way just to refresh it, let it cool down for a couple hours before I did my show, and I turned it on 15 minutes prior, and I had unlocked the updates. So it was updating.
Yeah, that's very similar to what happened here, yeah.
Daniel Caliban backed it as well.
Oh, thanks, Daniel.
Stephanie Menard's in the building, one of my favorite people.
That's awesome. I cannot find this cover to save my life right now. Don't know where I saved it, but I will find it eventually.
Yeah. You keep looking. When you pull it up, we'll go at it.
So yeah, I'm excited about this, man. It's I had a pretty modest goal for it, 1,500, and now we're at 3,300. It's crazy. I'm really happy.
Oh, you should be, man. When you know you exceed the expectation or whatever your goal is, when you go over that, that's always a good thing.
Yeah, for sure. I wonder if I never downloaded it actually from my email. So I'm gonna go check there now. That piece is looking awesome, by the way.
Thank you. You said she was a freaking fire goddess, man. So I feel like I got to bring it on here, man. I got to represent.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I love how much hair she has.
Yeah, that's like my favorite part of it. It's like we had a print. Kat and I we were doing a crossover print, and the artist came back and I was like, "Can you make the hair a little bit longer and a little flowier and stuff like that?" I'm always doing that because it's the visual of it is just so cool when it's especially with the fire.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
LaShawn says, all right, let me get on my comments. We got some comments popping in here. LaShawn says, also saw that issue 0 was available for the $18 perk, but I really wanted the keychain, so I got that perk. But issue 0 isn't available with the perk I have, so how can I get issue 0 as well, Brent?
Well, issue 0 is actually part of the book. So Reforged it combines issue 0 and 1 together. Sorry if that was not clear in the reward, but yeah, you're getting both. So it's a 60-page remastered version with a bunch of extra content added to it.
There you go, LaShawn. So you're covered. Haley's in the building. Haley, this is probably a book you're gonna like. So I'm sorry. You tuned in. You know what we do on the show. We promote and talk about comic books.
Yeah, and everybody is backing. That's awesome. I really appreciate that. I'm just like stoked. I'm so happy with this campaign. I appreciate you, Mike, bringing me on and giving me a chance to talk about it a little bit.
Oh, no problem at all, man. When I saw you had the Kickstarter going, you normally do promote a lot of your stuff or whatnot, but then I saw you had a Kickstarter going. I was like, man, let me get my man Brant on here. He's had me on his show a few times. Time to swing that back his way.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. All right, finally found the cover.
Oh, okay, awesome. There should be like a share your screen button down there.
Yeah. Let's see. Chrome tab. There. Let's see. There we go. There's the sketch
Let's
variant.
check this out. Woo!
Yeah, right?
Man, I think I almost like that without the colors.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet, man. So yeah, that's unlocked now, and that'll be an optional upgrade once I gotta put it up on the page and all that stuff. But yeah, that'll be an optional upgrade in the aftermath. So sweet. Thank you guys for helping me unlock that. Yeah.
So that's what we do, man. That's a first. Live on Chat and Draw, we just unlocked our very first stretch goal on a Kickstarter.
Sweet.
LaShawn says, oh, okay, so awesome. Clap, 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 clap. Haley says, any spoilers about what the 3,300 stretch goal item is or whatever that is? That's the one we just broke. That's the one we just did.
Yeah, that's it. So
LaShawn said, I have to support my female characters. And Haley says she backed it weeks ago already.
Oh, sweet. Nice. That's awesome.
And yeah, I kind of had a feeling once you got on here and started talking about LaShawn would back it. She's rocking a pretty amazing book called Beautiful Soldiers that she is, oh my God, the production this woman has put on this book right here. It's like, I compare LaShawn's production and like the behind the scenes she gives us to a Peter Jackson Lord of the Rings DVD feature.
Wow.
Like that's how much she brings us into what she's making.
That's awesome.
We got
to check that out. Yeah.
We got Chad in the building. We got Danny Cooper in the building, editor-in-chief of Freestyle Comics, holding it up in here right now.
Nice. Beautiful Soldiers, you said?
Yes, Beautiful Soldiers. Oh, it's good. It looks great. She said she's got one more chapter to do before they release it.
Okay, cool. And
we're actually going to get LaShawn on here when she does that.
Nice. I will try to tune in.
Let's see here. All right. So, where did this character come from, Brant? Like, where was the birth of the imagination for this? Is this inspired by somebody, a character you've been sitting on for a while that's gone through a lot of transition? Let us know. Fill us in, man.
Yeah. So when we launched the company, Last Number Press, back in 2015, I was designing the logo for it, and I actually have it handy right there. So there's that logo. So I was designing that flame right there, and Lisa, when she looked at it, she was like, "Did you mean to put a girl in the middle of that flame?" I mean, you can kind of see it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I'm like, "No, I did not. I did not at all. I would love to take credit for that, but no, that was not my plan." But then she was like, "You know what? We could kind of play off that. We could make that the mascot. We could call her Ember." And I'm like, "Well, if we do that, we got to make a comic." So that kind of got the wheels turning, right? So that was about 5 years ago. And then my buddy John Wilson, John, he helped me brainstorm some ideas for the world and everything. And we started putting this together. And from that, Ember was birthed from the beginning of Last Number Press. So that's where it came from, and just kind of built from there.
Awesome.
Yeah. Those
little happy accidents are real cool, man. The Hot Shot logo. I think this is let me see. Yes.
You can see it.
So this was the original Hot Shot logo. Then I started working at a job called GC Services, and one of my supervisors actually fiddled around with graphic design.
Yeah.
And he bought my book the first time it came out. I was like, man, I really love it. And he was like, hey, Mike, did you ever think about putting another line in that H? I was like, for what? The line's already there or whatnot. And he added the other line right here. So it makes it become an H and an S for Hot Shot. And I was like, are you freaking kidding me, man? I've been sitting on this thing for years and I never saw that. But it also shows that, you know, different eyes that focus and look at different things can reveal new options for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's awesome. That's a really cool story. It's funny because you can look at something a million times and just not see that. Somebody else come in, boom. It's like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. So now, like, and now that I have, since I've been doing it and we changed the logo or whatever to have that in there on shirts, everybody comes up see it was like, oh my god, I see the H and S. Oh, that's dope. I see the H and S. Yeah. But you got a whole character out of it, man. That's really good.
Yeah. It's not what I was expecting at all. It's like when we launched the company, I mean, obviously it was to do our own stuff, right? And Lisa had her idea and we brought John in. John had his idea and we eventually brought Chris in and he had his idea. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. I had no project. So yeah, it was just kind of, I think it was meant to happen. So.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, when things fall together like that, man, and just go in place, you really have to, you know, you just really got to roll with it.
Yeah.
A lot of times that happens with me and Danny, or Danny and I rather, when we are sketching our ideas or thinking about what we want to do and put the direction on the books, and you just got to ride that wave, man, and see where it takes you.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so right now I am streaming live on Twitch and on the Short Fuse Media Facebook group. If you guys don't mind, give me a follow on those pages. Follow the Short Fuse page and my Twitch page. I will be starting to play The Last of Us 2 on Twitch because I am a punk. So that should be entertaining for you to watch because I've already jumped about 5 times playing that game. So,
is it good? I've heard mixed things.
Yeah, so I think it's good so far, and I may be biased because I don't have an attachment to the first game. Now I've gone through the whole first game experience. It's phenomenal. Yeah. It's a work of art, great storytelling. Love what they did with everything, but I know people are upset because of there's 2 things. I don't know what the second thing is. I haven't played that far into it, but I know the first issue, and I'm kind of looking sideways, like, guys, this decision actually kind of works for the world that they're in. Like, but because of the rules they've set up in The Last of Us, I feel like this is something that works. Like, like it sucks, but the world has established these things can happen.
Gotcha.
So I don't know, man. I may be different, but I haven't had anybody spoil it for me. But if what I think happens, yeah, I will be pissed.
Oh, okay.
I will be pissed because then it's like I don't think that's very good storytelling. But then it also could be it is, and I just don't like the decision because I'm so enthralled by what happened.
Right. Gotcha.
So do you? And I love to segue from these type of things. Do you have anything like that going on in Last Ember?
I do have some twists and turns coming up. There's some things that are going to happen to certain characters and with certain characters that I don't think people are going to see coming. Some nice little surprises that I can't wait to get the feedback on that. And then the actual world, there's a big major thing. It's a few issues down the road, but there's a big major thing that's going to happen in the world itself that is going to change things forever for Ember and everyone else. So yeah, for sure. I love me some mystery, right?
So how'd you come to that decision?
It wasn't an easy decision because, all right. So when I started the company, I had this idea that I wanted to do something fantasy based because I love the fantasy genre, and I've never gotten to dabble with that. So I definitely wanted to do something with fantasy elements, and obviously Ember has fantasy and mythology mixed into it, but it's set in present day. So as I was going forward with the story, and I did like a bunch of rewrites. Like I threw out the entire first draft of the entire arc.
Really?
It just was not working. It was going somewhere, and it was very formulaic. And I was like, no, I'm starting from scratch, and I rebuilt all the characters, introduced new characters, and all this kind of stuff. And as I was doing this, I was like, wouldn't it be cool if, that kind of thing.
Mm.
And so, yeah, I kind of came on this decision to do something majorly drastic to the world going forward. And it was at first I was like, should I do it? Should I not do it? I don't know. And I don't want to give it away because it's a big thing in the story. But ultimately, I thought it would be a really cool thing to do both visually and for storytelling wise. That's going to bring in a whole different set of challenges for Ember.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, dude, that's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
As you can always spoil stuff on our show if you want
Yeah.
to, but if you're trying to keep people on the line, man, then don't do it at all.
yeah. I'll just say if you're a fantasy fan, you're gonna like stuff going forward. How about that?
Yeah, that's good. We'll stick with that. Haley says, dude, Dead Space is on sale on Steam. I want to see you play it. I'm not playing Dead Space. All right. I'm not playing it. I played it once before. I think it was like a demo. Hell no.
Mm-hmm.
Not doing it. All right. The Last of Us is about as good as it gets. All right. That's just.
I don't blame you. I won't play Dead Space either, man. I'm right there with you.
Dead Space is crazy.
Yeah. Talk about some jump scares.
Yeah. And
Go ahead.
The whole scavenging to survive aspect of it. I can only take so much of that, man.
Yeah. I played I got a copy of Dead Space 3, I think it was, and I got caught in the silo, and it was in the dark. And there was couldn't see what was coming, and I'm trying to survive, I'm trying to kill all these things, and no, it's not for me.
Mm-mm. Yeah, no, because there's one scene in The Last of Us 2 that just caught me off guard. It just threw me into it. I was like, what the? Like, if this was something that really happened, the way I played it is exactly how I would be, and I would die. Like,
that's not good, man.
Oh, Danny J. Quick's in the building said, did somebody say spoilers? He's part of Team Spoiler Alert. Resident Evil, maybe, yeah. But not Resident Evil 3. I'll tell you that for sure. You're not going to have the boogeyman chasing me the entire damn game. Yeah. No, not doing it. LaShawn says, how many issues or story arcs do you have planned for this one?
Oh, man. The next story arc is about 4 issues. It kind of springboards right off of this issue, so it'll go into a 4-issue arc, and then I kind of envision it as an ongoing, but I'm doing it in a series of miniseries. Mm-hmm. So I got stuff planned for a while.
I don't think I like that hand. I think I want to do something different. Okay. All right. So now, can you go into the aspect of it being reforged? What's that about? Because I know I've seen a Kickstarter for this before. So is this a relaunch, a continuation, or you did one story and you're like, guy had success with that, so now we're going back at it with everything we learned?
Yeah. So the first one was for issue 1, technically. So when okay, getting real here, I lost my artist. For going forward, our schedules just did not mesh, and we couldn't work it out. So I was kind of like, I don't want to wait until I find a new team, get a new book. It was going to be months later before I could do something. I wanted to get Ember back out there. So I decided to take issue 0 and 1, put them together. I remastered some of the lettering. I switched things around, tweaked a little bit of dialogue here and there, added chapter breaks, and that's where the reforged part comes from.
Okay.
And then I added some extra content. There was already extra content in issue 0. So there was like some backstory, some interviews and that kind of thing. And so then I added in a cover gallery, a sketch gallery. And one thing I'm really excited about is I added a prose excerpt, because I'm writing a novella that kind of ties into her world, but it's set in the past.
Okay.
So, like medieval times. And it features a character named Ashley that has very similar powers and very similar story. So there's a whole page of that in this book as well.
All right.
Yeah.
Awesome. So what have you learned differently from the first series to this new series that you got going on?
What have I learned? I don't know. I hopefully I learned how better storytelling. I don't know. Always growing as a storyteller, right? So always trying to push the envelope. Always trying to. Yeah, I think my character work has gotten stronger.
Okay.
Yeah. So just little beats here and there that I tweak and kind of play with, and I think I'm getting stronger with that. I do think dialogue is my strong suit, so I think that's pretty solid. But just the storytelling in the overall world, because like in between is where I decided to do these drastic changes that I keep teasing and won't spoil.
All right. Chad says, good morning. You're on late. Looking fantastic. Thank you.
Yeah.
Danny Quick says, looking good. Appreciate it. Haley says, so what's in the Kickstarter? Is it its own arc? Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of the origin story. Originally the next issue was going to be issue 2, so this would be issue 1. But I decided to kind of make this a one shot and kind of start a brand new miniseries, but it still continues right off of it. But yeah, it's kind of self-contained with an epilogue that teases a villain coming down the line.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's kind of there's a little flashback story of Ashley at the very beginning, and then there's you get introduced to Ember and her friends, and she gets the abilities, and then there's a slight time jump between issue 0 and issue 1, and she's kind of dealing with these new abilities and trying to cope with what that means for her. And then you get introduced to some other characters in her life and this mystery person that's watching from the shadows. And you kind of get the sense that there's something bigger going on here, but Ember has no idea what's going on around her at this point.
Okay. On to the inking now. Bring my image back. There we go. All right. Okay, so what's your favorite reward right now that you have on this Kickstarter? What do you think is the best one?
Oh man, the best one. There is a tier where you can get all 3 covers, and then you get everything else that comes with it, basically. All the stretch goals, all the little extras, and it's just, I have some amazing art for this book, so I'm always touting that. But there's also my highest tier, which nobody has gotten yet, so I'll plug that one. You can get drawn. Excuse me. You can get drawn in. It's limited to 2 backers, and this new creative team that I have on it. I don't know if you're familiar with the new team. It's Federico Sabatini and Andrea Celestini. They did Biggs and Tiny with Ramel.
Oh, snap-a-doodle-doo! Okay.
Yeah. So that's my new team going forward with next issue. So that tier, you get drawn into that very first issue that they do. So I think that's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. I'm terrible with names, but I am familiar with work.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man, because they killed that Biggs and Tiny book.
Yeah. I've been wanting to work with them for a while. I lettered a book that they did a few years ago, and I've been a fan ever since. So this was the first time I got to work with them, and I'm super excited. So.
You freaking ought to be, man.
Yeah,
congrats.
right?
Good stuff.
Thank you.
Nothing brings a book together more when when you're excited about the team that you have on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, she's turning out to be a fun one.
It's awesome seeing you draw her, though.
Thank you, man. I wanted to, when doing the show, we're trying to figure out what can do to help other creatives during this time or whatever. And it's kind of taken up a life of its own. But then I also get to do all this practice drawing other people's characters.
Yeah.
And gets me prepped because I'm drawing everything digital now, or trying to. So I was like, man, this is a great way for me to practice my work on there and then bring it all over in the hot shot.
Yeah, for sure.
But this character is definitely I love the energy and I don't mean as insult, but I love the normalcy of her. I love how
Yeah,
normal she looks. Uh, I mean, the most outrageous thing on her is her hair, how flowing and how big her hair is or whatnot. But the touch of the freckles,
yeah.
um, skinny body frame on her or whatnot. But then all this power that's unleashed, and I just kind of got that idea of like, what happens when she gets pissed?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's kind of what I was going for. So I'm glad you appreciate that. So I wanted her to look very much like just a normal teenage girl, just kind of play into that whole thing. I love the idea of like Spider-Man, like your unassuming hero, like you just don't expect it, and then boom,
Oh, exactly. We all know I'm a big fan of the Spider-Man.
Yeah. That's looking good, man.
Thank you. So is this going to be? I think you might have. We might have touched on this, but so this is for sure the ongoing series.
Yeah. I'm just doing it in a series of miniseries instead of saying, issue 50 or whatever, I thought that was a kind of a more manageable way to go. So we'll see.
Oh, it is. Now I don't. I'm not. It's not the greatest thing for us as fans, but
Yeah.
I will admit it is very smart. Heather's in the building. Hi, Heather. How you doing? And Morgan Iverson has joined us. What's up, man? But how Marvel keeps track of the numbering on the books while restarting them, and then when they hit a big like 100 or 200, they switch it back to the 200.
Yeah, it's maddening. Yeah, no, I understand that. I was kind of joking. I did a Facebook Live the other day, and I was kind of joking that, like, yeah, I'll do legacy numbering. It'll be like next issue will be 1/2.
Yeah,
No, I'm not gonna do that.
I'm all for it. Although I am old school. That was one of the things that I went back and forth on an
Yeah.
old publisher when we got the books over there. They thought a fresh number one issue would sell better than me saying that it was the seventh issue of Hot Shot.
Yeah.
And from my end, I'm like, but there's not a lot of indie comic books that have over 5 issues. They're
Right.
out there, but there's not, they're spread away. When you have an indie book that has, 7, 8 issues, you should acknowledge that and go with it or whatnot.
Yeah.
But I can also see the standpoint of what they were saying from a sales point. Sometimes that may scare people off because there's so many issues of it or whatnot. And it's like, well, do I have to get all these other issues to understand what's going on? It's a good jump on point. But at the end of the day, I'm still that guy that says, yeah, man, I need my numbers.
Yeah.
We work hard on these books, and
Yeah.
I need to acknowledge each and every one that comes out in numerical order.
So that's when you do a trade for issues 1 through 6, and then do issue 7 on top of it. See?
That's actually what we did.
Okay, cool.
That's what we we still did. We did a number one issue, and then when I got with my the new publisher who I'm currently with now, we went back to regular numbers. So right now we got 10 issues of Hot Shot out, and I'm working on the 11th issue right now.
Nice. Hot Shot is fantastic. I'm not caught up, but what I have read, I love. So
appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
I know I'm not caught up with everybody's book either. I just had to get a Master of the Edge today. I had to get, I had the number one issue, but I had to get 2, 3, 2, 3, and 4 because the fourth issue just came out. And but I kind of prefer because now I got a bunch to read all at once.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh man, this is fun right here.
It's fun watching, man. I'm like, I'm just like looking over at my screen.
So, can you give us kind of an insight on what do you expect to put her through?
Oh man, I'm putting her through so much. She's gonna be dealing with there's gonna be some drama with her friends, just like in high school, like normal kind of drama there.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, she's got some family stuff going on that's going to come out of left field that she's not expecting. All the while, you have this mystery person watching from the shadows that is kind of planning something, and you don't know exactly what yet, but they're bringing other people into it. and they're going to she's going to notice that they're following her basically, and she's
Okay.
going to have to deal with that. And then at the same time, you've got this other threat that's coming in trying to kill her. So you got all this going on at once, and it's kind of converging. So a couple issues down the road, it's all going to hit the fan, and she's just going to be like completely overwhelmed. And that's probably when her powers are going to really fully release.
Oh, don't you just love that?
Yeah,
Tormenting your characters
of
to
course.
the full power.
Yeah. and when her power was unleashed the first time, it scared her, and she's very hesitant to use them at all. So every time they start to surface, she doesn't know what to do with it. So when they finally do fully unleash like that, it's going to be a problem for her, and she's not going to be able to control it either. So.
Mm-hmm. And it sounds like good times. I love tormenting characters.
Yeah.
Haley says, any specific authors you've noticed were an influence on your work?
Oh man. I'm a big fantasy fan, so I love the Dragonlance books. Tracy Hickman and Margaret Weiss. I really love their work. And as far as comics, man, I don't know. I'd probably a bunch of different influences. I pick up things like there's little things I get from like more current writers like Bendis, but there's classic stuff from like his name is totally escaping me. 90s X-Men with Jim Lee. Chris Claremont.
Yeah, Chris Claremont.
Yeah, Chris Claremont. And I don't know, a lot of writers. I don't really like sit there and like try to focus on where I pulled this or that inspiration from, but I know what I like. I love Fabian Iciez's New Warriors run as well. So I pull a lot of stuff from that, some classic Marvel stuff.
Yeah, man, tons of influence here in the comic book industry because, we started off as fans.
Yeah, absolutely.
And still are. Like, so I still get my mainstream books. I still love them, still enjoy them, even though, they're not always doing the things that I like or enjoy.
Yeah.
But, I also, sometimes I just get books, and I don't know, that's probably a good question for you. Sometimes I just get books just to keep myself going. Like, I'll notice that, like, my art just wasn't popping in a book or, pages that I'm drawing. But once I get the new, like back in the day, Ryan Otley, when I got the new Invincible book, it was like I was re-energized, man. I was back on it. Or not because I want to be on par with what he's doing. And like, I'm so enthralled about what he's putting on the page and how he's guiding this artwork and telling his story. And I'm just like, this is sick. Like, Invincible is my jam.
Yeah, for sure. Invincible is one of my favorites too, man. Actually, Birthright that's going on right now from Image, that's been a huge inspiration for me. I absolutely love that series. Joshua Williamson is the writer, and it's also a world that meshes current reality with a fantasy world. So I probably have gotten influenced quite a bit from that one, and I read that and I'm like, man, I love the way that he structured his characters and their motivations and how they dealt with this entire world kind of crashing in on them as well. So,
see, I started picking that up with the trade, so I still got to catch up. I've been
series.
And actually, I need to hit the comic book store up. I haven't been in a minute, but yeah, I want to get that. I really dug what Birthright was starting to become. I love, like you, I'm a big fan of fantasy. I enjoy it. Lord of the Rings is my jam. So it's good to know that series is picked up. That's so funny because one of my editors at FSK had just shown us a Birthright cover, and they had literally did the thing where they make the cover the first page. And it bled right into the next one.
Yeah, I was raving about that on social media and stuff. I was like, man, that's just so cool the way they did that.
I thought that was dope.
Yeah, I'd never seen that before. It was pretty cool.
Chad says, great hand angles. Thank you very much. I don't know if you was here when I was trying to work on these hands. I felt like I needed to do more with them. I felt like they need to have, like, it was really trying to contain some power.
Yeah.
And Chad says, Jim Lee rocks. Yes, he does.
Yes, he does. Yeah. I wanted to be an artist before I was a writer, man. I don't know if you even know that, but I would draw for like hours on end all through my teenage years.
I did not know that.
Yeah. And Jim Lee was like one of my big influences. I absolutely love his work.
Oh yeah, Jim definitely influenced me. Him, Adam and Andy Kubert,
Mm-hmm.
all those guys
Yeah.
or whatnot. You know, a lot of my I didn't necessarily learn how to draw, comics from, like the understudy or the structure from it. I learned how to draw from looking at them, and I just pick things from them that I like. Like I love how they draw like Jim Lee's anatomy and his upper body and torso and legs. I ripped off of that. Eddie and Adam, the way Adam Kubert draws hands, I ripped off of that. Or how or I absolutely love how Adam Kubert draws the 2-point perspective, like the straight side angle, and the background's super detailed, and the characters are just like the essence of the character, the body's there, ripped off of that. But then started going to art school and really trying to get serious about it. I was like, oh, so that's how some of that stuff.
Nice. Yeah, I don't know. Somewhere along the way, I kind of lost the passion for the drawing side of things.
Mhm.
But I fell in love with writing in college, and that's kind of where it took off for me. So
Hey, we all find our thing one way or another.
yeah. Eventually, I'd still like to draw something, like maybe I'll do a cover or something for one of my books.
Hey, man, it's yours.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the perk. I get I pick and choose what covers for FSK books I draw. So definitely something to sit down there and enjoy.
Yeah.
Oh,
I love the way you're doing like the clothes, the way they're flowing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I felt like the obviously the kind of power that she's putting out.
Yeah.
These clothes would not be still.
Yeah, exactly.
But also didn't want them to be. Well, I wanted them to have movement because she is, she's out here. She's about to cause some damage, whatever.
Yeah, she is. She's about to unleash.
And where the real action starts happening is this hair.
Yeah. Love that hair.
Yeah, but it's super fun. Like I used to just hate doing hair, and now I love it. Now I feel like when I'm doing stuff like this, I'm actually combing out that person's hair.
I used to, when I was like younger, I used to love drawing hair, but I had no idea what I was doing. So it was probably like breaking all kinds of rules. But it was fun, just like drawing those loose lines.
Yeah.
Just kind of seeing where they go.
But that's kind of like the thing, man. There are no if you set a standard, you set a format or something that people like. There are no rules. You just made the rule.
Yeah, that's true.
Daniel Calvin agrees Jim Lee is the man as well. Chad said I just started watching videos where Jim Lee inks fans' pencils. Oh God, yes. Chad sent me one of those. It's effing ridiculous, man. It's effing ridiculous. It's like, and I'm glad Chad said something because it made me remember what I wanted to say earlier. Like I want to get to the point that Jim Lee is in comic books, where Jim Lee just sends out really rough sketches, and the inker does all the
work. Yeah, it's like here's an idea of what I want. Go with it.
Right. That is baller in the comic book industry.
Yeah, for sure.
But then at the same time, Jim Lee does put out some really quality pages, like that stuff that he was doing on Batman. Jesus.
Yeah, oh man. Yeah. He's got to be one of the most successful comic creators ever, right? I mean, he transitions from an art career to a publisher of DC. It's crazy. His journey.
You can't knock it.
No, not at all.
You definitely could not knock that man's movement in the game.
Nah.
Let's see.
I've never seen somebody draw Ember like while I'm watching it, so this is kind of cool.
You know, that's generally not to say it's cool to watch me draw, but that's generally the thought for everybody else. Like they haven't seen their character be drawn live in front of them.
Yeah.
Chad says no. I just hold up. I just started watching video. Chad said no. I just woke up, so I didn't catch the beginning. Third shift this month. Oh, okay. Also hate doing hair. What are some of your secrets? I look at a lot of different other artists to see how they solve hair, and then some of those things that I see is like they're super free with it, man. And so like right now, I'm trying to think of some things that people do with it, but at the same time, I'm trying to manipulate this into my own hairstyle. Like I'm trying to make this Mike Watson hair.
Yeah.
But this character has a lot of power. So I'm trying. It's almost like I'm trying to make it, it is organic, but liquid, like fire, that can come off of it as well.
Right.
Like that little tip right there, whatnot.
Yeah. This is gonna look so sweet when it's done. Already looks sweet, but you know what I'm saying.
I'm here with you, man. I'm here with you.
Yeah.
So yeah, just trying to fill those in. But when I'm doing hair, I found when I'm looking up hair, I spend a lot of time like for accessories, like female shoes, clothing on females, hair, earrings. I spend a lot of time looking for that stuff. It's almost like I'm shopping because I'm trying to put the right elements together.
Yeah, you're gonna laugh, man, because when I was designing Ember, the first artist that worked on it, I had this entire file of all these different clothing options and all these different hairstyles. I'm like, okay, do something with all this. Yeah. It was the same thing. I spent hours trying to just like combing through different styles and fashions and kind of trying to figure out the look for her.
Definitely that helps because man, that helps you like develop the personality.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of what a person wears describes them.
Yeah.
So I think I want to merge these down now. I think that's so I can start filling in some of these blacks. Let's see. Awesome. So that drops in there. That drops. No, I said drop in there. There we go. No, that's too much.
Oh. It was a nighttime scene. That's what you're going.
See if I could find that break. No, it should all be merged down. Oh, I think that's it. Yeah, so this stuff is just super fun, man. It's all like good practice for me.
Yeah.
But then I get to meet all these characters. I'm like, man, I'd say more than half of the people that I've had on the show, I've never heard of their stuff or their character. And I'm like, okay, so this is cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool what you're doing, man. It's you're highlighting other people's creations, and like you said, getting to draw at the same time, getting to practice, and putting out some cool art.
And the hard thing I decide now is when I'm going to end this season.
Yeah.
I went 27 episodes last season. And so I've started the tradition of putting everybody's character on one big final piece.
Oh, nice.
This is episode 15 right now. I'm gonna make a decision soon.
Yeah. I'm glad I made the cutoff then. Squeezed in there.
No, you're definitely in there.
Yeah.
Then I was trying to do some of the characters. I was trying to do the piece while I was doing the show, like
Yeah.
orient the pose around the final piece. But while I enjoyed some of the poses I did, I felt like they just didn't have enough energy like the first season. So I went back to just drawing the picture, and I'm like, I'm just gonna have to suck it up and draw it all over again. So
Hey, more practice, right?
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Oh no, that eraser is too big.
So what are you using to draw in?
Procreate.
Procreate. Okay.
What's up? Hold up. We got some comments going on here. Tyrell's in the building. What's up, man? Uh, writers, pencilers, inkers, colorists, none can exist without the other. Correct, Chad. You're right. Tyrell says, "Oh snap! Didn't know you drew this late." Yeah, you never know when I'm going to draw, man. But we're closing up on Brent's Kickstarter, so I wanted to try to give him one last push at the final hours for it. Any other elements pop up? Any other elements pop up in your book, Brent?
As far as like storytelling elements or what?
More. I'm thinking she's thinking more like water, wind.
Like element. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Actually, the person hunting her has like more like electric based powers, and I think it's next issue you get into there's a water based. So yeah, I'm definitely playing with the elements and some other kind of power sets as well. Anything you've seen in mythology, I'm trying to pull from that a little bit too. So obviously, electricity is big in mythology, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm. We've been working on my daughter's bed today,
Oh yeah.
so we're having late dinner.
Ah.
Me and my wife are trying to put this thing together, and I can smell that damn food up there right now. I'm like, oh shoot,
Like, let me get off this show. I gotta go eat.
we need to. Let me go ahead and put the finished touches on this.
Yeah. I feel you, man. Every Tuesday we do our live show, and I always eat dinner after the show. So I'm like, man, I gotta go, guys. I'm hungry. Oh man, I tell you, it's been crazy doing this Kickstarter because I just got married like a month ago.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And we're trying to move like in less than 2 weeks. We're moving
Mm-hmm.
to San Antonio, so we got all that going on.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, so crazy. And then of course all the stuff going on in the world.
Right.
Yeah.
Where we at? Oh, okay. So why the move?
A lot of reasons. One, we wanted to be in a bigger city. Right now, I live in a town with 5,000 people.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very small town. Lisa has some family there,
Okay.
and we all just kind of decided to kind of take the trek down there. That was always the plan. Once we got married, to move to San Antonio. We love it down there. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it worked out. Just so we finally got a house, and we get to move in starting July 8th. So
All
which
right.
it's kind of funny because that'll be July 10th will be 6 years since I moved to Texas. So kind of an anniversary. We get to move on our anniversary kind of thing.
Nice. Let's see if I can do this.
Love me some speed lines, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm just like mesmerized. I get all quiet because I'm just watching you work.
Yeah, I love speed lines, man. Very much so.
Yeah. Just pops those characters out.
And we're going to erase that. And then we hit the replay, man. So,
Oh, nice.
replay of how it's formed.
That is
Let's
so
see.
Cool. There's those hands you changed.
Yeah, they didn't have enough power in them, man. They didn't have enough power. All right, Tyrell. That's right. Carla is not a hateable character. Thank you. Okay. Let's see what some of these comments are saying here. Yeah. Wait. I can't wait to see this. I've never seen the character before, so love this. Awesome. He's doing a Kickstarter right now, Morgan. And the Kickstarter is in the comments, and it's going at the bottom of the ticker as well.
Yeah.
I like how Jim divided the hair into 3 basic planes, and it just flowed. Yes, he's a freaking surgeon. Tyrell says, "LOL." Andrew says, "Clothes make the man." John, what's up, man? How you doing? Tyrell says, "Looking good." He must have liked something that we were talking about. Morgan's telling you, "Don't blow my head up, Brant." Also, make sure you tell him that Carla's trash. Tyrell says, "Cool." Daniel says, "Cool." Poor Carla. Morgan says, "I know." Morgan Iverson, Carla. Tyrell, Morgan Iverson, Carla is logical. Wait till you see these next episodes I write for you, Morgan, man. You're going to be on Carla's side. Let's see. You have to put yourself in Carla's shoes. Exactly. Don't make excuses for heathens. So this debate has been going on about the hate for Carla and in the Hot Shot books. It's crazy. Hello, Mike is a liar, keeping secrets. I most certainly will not, good sir. Where's the trust? Congrats, Brant. Shoot, Mike will eat during the show. I will, but it's being cooked right now. My wife has, and I don't know if this is something, if something's new, but she's started doing it. She's not grilled, but cooked the chicken in the hot sauce. Like she's blended her own hot sauce together, different ones together, and then she cooks them in it. It's fantastic.
Soaking it all up.
Daniel says, "Congrats." So does Andrew. So does Chad. Haley said, "You said anything from mythology. Does that mean there might be people with different attributes, dominions, like Dionys? I don't know how to pronounce that. With wine and that lady that you just named with a home and earth."
There could be. Yeah. I'm definitely pulling from different mythologies and then kind of creating my own around it. So yeah, you probably will see some of those familiar characters or at least traits of those characters pop
up. Tyrell said you should stay in a small town, man. And comic looks pretty cool. Which edition of the comic is this, Brent? Absolutely not factual. Carla's horrendous. I don't want to hear it. Terrible. She's a good character, man. You'll see.
You know you got a good character when you spark that kind of debate, though, right?
You're right.
Yeah, so, it's like if nobody cares, then you got a problem.
So I'm definitely not, upset by it.
Yeah. I'm a wrestling fan, and it's like you can get booed or cheered, and it's good. You get no reaction, you're dead.
Exactly. You're right. So let's give everybody. Oh, whoops, sorry. I meant to move out the screen. Let's give everybody one last pitch. Tell everybody about your book, your podcast, where everybody can find you. Again, his Kickstarter is ticking across the bottom of the screen. I will put it in the comments again. If you guys have already donated to it, great. Donate to it. Share it. Put it out there. Yes. Share, advocate for it. Tell people about it. We only got 2 more hours to go. But Brant, the floor is yours. Give us one last holler at who you are, what this is. See if we can get a couple of these people to pledge to you or whatnots.
Yeah. I appreciate you having me on, Mike. It's been a great time. Love seeing you draw it. But the last number is about a teenage girl named Ember Madison who gets these powers of a fire goddess and learns that she is the last fire goddess, and she has got to figure out what that means for her world, how she's going to protect her loved ones from all these forces that are coming to get her. She's got somebody watching her from the shadows that she doesn't know what they're up to. There's another person coming, bent on her destruction and killing people with similar powers. And then all the while, she's got school bullies she's dealing with, and just the trauma of coping with these new abilities that she doesn't understand. And there's a lot of familial stuff that's going to play into this as well, that, you know, some people in her family may know more than they've let on. So all kinds of stuff, all kinds of good stuff going on. This book is 60 pages with some remastered lettering, a bunch of extra content in it, and it's the springboard. It's the origin story for Ember. So jump onto it now. reforged.lastemberpress.com.
Awesome. Like I said, guys and gals, a couple hours left on that. I'd like to thank Brant for coming on to the show tonight and letting me play with his character. I had tons of fun on this. Brant, I will be sending you the Google Drive link where you can download this and do whatever you want with it, man.
Appreciate it.
All right, everybody, please give us a follow on the Short Fuse Media page. Also, check out our website. We have awesome comic books on that website. If you buy the physical copies of the books, you get the digital copies of them for free. So please check that out, as we have about 25 or so different books on there. Give me a follow on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. I am known as, there's my ticker, Art of Mike Watson, down there at the bottom. I'm on Patreon as well, and you can look me up on Patreon as Most Epic Art. All right. So that's all. That's it on this late edition. Had a lot of fun, Brant, and everybody else. We'll catch you later on. I will have the new schedule up. What's this? This is Wednesday? No, it's Thursday. Thursday. Yes. So I'll have the schedule up for who we got coming up next. But thank you for tuning in, everybody. Appreciate all the support. Thank you again, Brant.
Yeah. Thank you for hitting my stretch goal.
No problem.
Yeah.